Yay, 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 yay. It looks
Yo,
like we have Kam Gee on the main stage, so he's gonna do our
hey, I felt good.
You feel good?
Yeah,
Another
man.
week, another recap,
A lot of
and
action this week too.
a
Good
lot of
lord.
action. A lot of action. And
It's
um
like
Ready some
it's
more.
like the fight world is trying to cram it in at the end of the calendar, like that last
Yo,
quarter.
is that what is happening? Because it's a lot.
right, all right.
Not
There's
complaining.
there's there's so much going on, but today's another special one. As you know, but customary culture, we have to play our tunes in the background just for the vibe. If you notice, we have an actual animated background this time with the smoke,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, and
come
the
with the smoke.
sparks. And every
Hey,
day,
look,
you
I
can
gotta
make
add, bro. Sometimes I get caught, by my head to the beat.
hey,
So if you ever like catch me, that's what I'm doing. I'm just vibing.
yeah. LT Cam G, what you guys been up to this weekend before we get into some of the surprises that we have for this episode?
Oh man, I'll pop it off. I was able to work at a community workout, and I think it was like over 100 people there yesterday. It was for a good cause for behind every door in Dallas, servicing a community that doesn't have any grocery store. So trying to provide programming in that area. So what they did, they tried to bring awareness to that area. Brought a bunch of people there, worked out. It was a lot of fun. I was just really blessed to be a part of it. Shout out to Mint Fitness over in Cedar Hill, and shout out to Run It Up Dallas, a huge run club in Dallas. So, man, it was just an amazing event. So that was most recently, man.
That's good
That
stuff.
was that was yesterday.
Yeah, I
Right.
can't follow that up, man. I just been relaxing. Unproductive weekend. I
That's good
just
too,
got
though,
out.
man. That's
I
part of
just
it.
just fresh out of a nice Epsom salt bath. So
Oh man, we getting the leg back
I
version.
mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, it's really enjoying this Sunday like it's supposed to be. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday,
man.
relax and not do anything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
man.
myself, just like you both, relaxing weekend, watched a lot of fights, but just simple stuff. Did a little home tasks here, just fixing a few things, turning off the sprinklers, getting ready for the cold and all that stuff. But
Right.
enough on that. To the big, 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 big reveal for this episode, we're gonna start something new called Fighter Spotlight. Um,
Hey,
LT Cam G, myself will be inviting spiders over, and they will be talking about, of course, themselves, their profile, their brand, and what they have cooking in the near future or right now. So today we are blessed to have a fighter from Florida. Her name is Noelia Piper Valasso. Am I saying that right? Valasalo. Sorry, I didn't want to mess that up. But without further ado, Noelia, sorry, step right up. Yeah.
Hey,
welcome, 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 welcome.
welcome.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh my God, no, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And my apologies for butchering. I had practiced, and then just when I see that recording thing, I don't know, I forget everything I practiced. But
You
hey,
got the November right, and that's the hardest part. And that's most important. So we're good.
all right. So tell us a bit about yourself, a bit of your bio, your style of fighting, and so the audience wants to know. So please.
So I come from an Olympic Taekwondo background. I'm a third degree black belt. From there, I kind of fell out of love with Taekwondo as the game changed and everything evolved. And I went into Muay Thai for fun, not thinking that I was going to fight. I thought I was done. And my coach was like, hey, why don't we do a fight? And I was like, oh, you know what? Sure, why not? And the second I got in there and I was done, I was like, I can't wait to do this again. So now we're on our road, hopefully, to going pro. And that's about it. I train out of King's Muay Thai, and in Stuart, Florida. And in my opinion, probably the best gym I've ever been to. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So reading through your notes, you are a third degree black belt. What does that entail? Like, what's a third degree black belt taekwondo person? if that question makes sense. Like, what does it entail to get to that ranking? Well, in the meantime,
Gotta get her back.
yeah, we have to wait for her to get back on. Well, in the meantime, fellas.
Uh-oh, I didn't. Did we check the weather? Is there more storm systems down there?
Right. What's going on in Florida? Tell her we good to hop back on.
Yeah, we'll let her hop back on. You know,
while we waiting, I mean, when she does get back on, like the mixed martial art is always fascinating me to have all those specialties. So I'm like really curious, like, how do you segment your time to perfect the style or try to master a style?
Right.
I'm intrigued to know more about that, because I've seen those guys train, and it's crazy. You know, we talk a lot of boxing. You know, we have a certain thing, but there she is. She back on.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry, but I'm back. I'm on my phone instead of my laptop. So
nice.
Okay, hey, we kept it rolling. Hey, we just rolling with the punches.
Kept it rolling, and
I love it. I love it.
So
go ahead, Strap.
So the question was, what does it entail to get to a 3rd degree black belt? Because from a late, and we asking because we're just casuals in this world of mixed martial arts. So
yeah, I mean, so I started when I was 3, and then like your coach, like my coach at the time, he like would test you and stuff like that. But then like when you get to black belt and stuff like that, so you get your black belt, and then you take a year to get your 1st degree. Then you have to wait 2 years to get your 2nd degree. Then you have to wait 3 years to get your 3rd, 4 to get your 4th. And then you can't, so like my coach was a 5th degree, so he can only test me up to a 5th. He can't test me any higher and stuff like that. So I would have to go to like, find like a grandmaster, and that's almost impossible to find. The goal is though to get to 4th degree so that I could be master Vasallo.
Oh
yeah,
I like that.
Master.
Add those titles for sure.
Yeah, why not? You know, why not?
Talking about the layman asking questions. I mean, kids in my generation, we grew up watching Mortal Kombat, so we think about kumates. Is it kumate? Is it komate? Is that what they call it? Where you have to go somewhere and you have to fight until you get your ranking. Like I don't know. Do you guys remember that what a komate is? Like if you watch Karate Kid, like they have to like
you're talking about like
fight
going on a mission.
Yeah, and then finally your coach kind of hides the belt and then he presents it to you. Kind of. Sorry if I'm kind of confusing the audience.
You're good.
Hey, 80s baby, 90s raised me, and we used to watch karate movies, and that was like, I would wonder, like, how do you get that? Like, do you have to go fight like at a tournament somewhere and do the whole Daniel thing when he was fighting the Cobra Kai?
I was wearing a Cobra Kai shirt too.
I was real curious though, like with you having practicing to a training in Muay Thai, you know, coming up in Taekwondo, like when you're in your training regimen, like how do y'all like segment the specialties, like your grappling or your Muay Thai or your stand up? Like how does that look as far as the training goes?
So with Kings, coach kind of has it so that you know what you're stepping into. So like I even have it written down. So like Monday, 6 p.m. is drills, and then we go straight into 7 p.m. Pads, then 8 p.m. sparring. Then Tuesday, like so Monday and Wednesday kind of mirror each other, and then Tuesday is 5 p.m. bag class, or drills, bag, pads, stuff like that. So I'm very blessed that Skylar will hold pads for me, which is my coach. He will hold pads for me and help me and nitpick. Like he's not afraid to hurt your feelings and let you know, like, hey, you're really lacking in this. You suck in this, and we need to get better at this. Oh, he'll right. I love that, because I don't want someone being like, you look great. No, hurt my feelings. Tell me I'm not good at something, so we can, we can get on it so that the next fight, we're not lacking in that, and then people don't see my weaknesses and work off of that. So he's phenomenal at that.
Right. I think I asked specifically because I'm a boxing coach, and so I work with guys, and I'm always curious to learn other fighters' what their regimen looks like, because there's so many different styles and methods to the madness before you get in into your competition. So no, I think that's pretty dope. I'm just very fascinated with MMA. I can't. Go ahead.
Yeah, before you got back into it, did you follow MMA? And if so, who was somebody maybe an inspiration for you?
So actually my inspiration to get back into it. So growing up doing Taekwondo, I trained with her now name is Veronica Hardy, but before she got married, she was Veronica Macedo. She's Dan Hardy's wife.
Wow.
I love that human being so much. She is probably my biggest inspiration till this day. She's fighting next weekend in the UFC. But I remember one day I was talking to her because I went to Europe and she moved over to Europe, and I was wanting to see her, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask you a dumb question, but how do you think I would do if I got back into it? And she's like, I think it's about damn time. You have so much talent and you're wasting it. And I was like, a UFC fighter? Like, are you serious right now? I felt, oh man, let me tell you, if I could walk out of that conversation feeling like Conor McGregor with a little, I definitely did that day. And it sparked my interest, and then I was like, oh, maybe next month. And then unfortunately I went through a shit relationship, and I got really, really fat in that relationship. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do Muay Thai for fun to lose the weight. Let's see if it goes anywhere. And then, it turned into me getting in shape and me fighting and fun.
And I was going to ask, like, what exactly was the gap? How long? And then how difficult was it? The love is there. And sometimes when we take a break, we want to jump back into where we used to be, but there's a process and going through that process.
Mm-hmm.
So my last Taekwondo fight, I was 20 years old. And then at 25, at 25, about to turn 26, like that's what I was giving myself for my birthday, was I wanted to be in shape. So it was March, my birthday's in May. I started that March, and so like almost a 6-year gap between fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
Was it like, would you say it was like riding a bike or?
Oh, 100%. My kicks, oh my God. I swear to God, my kicks think for themselves. Like, I will be fighting and I'm like, I'm going to throw a jab cross, and my legs are like, absolutely not. And I'll start throwing a high kick. I'm like, well, I guess we're throwing a high kick. Never mind. Like, we're doing this today. It was easy, but setting the hands, that was by far. Listen, as a boxing coach, I give it to you, because the poor people that I train with that were like, your hook is wide open. And I was like,
right.
That was rough, man. I give it to every boxing coach I've had. God bless their patience. Like, they really have helped me. And I mean, I feel now like I'm so good with my hands for once. Like, I have the confidence.
Awesome.
Before I ask my question, I have to say you're pretty popular. We already have people in the comments talking about you, like this person right here.
Oh my God, I love her. That's my girl.
This is the first time we getting live actual responses just because you're on air with us. Question, and I know you may have spoke about this, but just to bring more of a just zooming in onto this, how hard is it of a transition from a discipline like Taekwondo to Muay Thai? Was it more of a distant relative of a discipline, or was it very different? A whole new thing to learn.
Different but same, if that makes sense. So everything is body kicks and stuff like that, and like now there's checking involved. Like my last fight, we spoke about it. I hairline fractured my shin because I just kept throwing kicks like I was in Taekwondo, and I was like, what are you doing, Leah? Like, that's not something you should do. So, but it was also very useful because my kicks respond, like my legs just respond, and they go. So like throwing a jab cross and then throwing a head kick right after definitely comes in handy. Throwing the back kicks, throwing the axe kicks and stuff like that. That's stuff that you don't do in Muay Thai. So it has helped me with my fights to have like a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good transition, to be honest with you. And I had a great coach at the time, Manny, who he used to own Bushido. He now is a coach at Infusion in Orlando. He helped me transition from Taekwondo to Muay Thai so perfectly. I couldn't have asked for anybody better to help me transition.
So, taking it, I get the feeling that you are originally from Orlando.
No, I'm from Miami, but
Miami.
when we talk about a Disney loving human being, listen, I'm gonna put it to you this.
Wait,
I have an annual pass. So I worked there for 11 years. When I graduated high school, I worked in Disney and I loved it. But I have an annual pass and I try to go like once a week. I swear to God.
Wow.
wait. Top Disney movie creation. What is it?
Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Love Monsters Inc. And they're opening up a Monsters Inc. land. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
What about the best ride? What's the best ride or attraction?
Cosmic Rewind and Epcot. Oh my God, if you haven't done it.
She knows. She knows. She popped right off. Yeah,
it's so bad. It's an
obsession,
dude. It's an obsession that I have. And like, the best part is like I live with my brother. And at first I was like, hey, let's get an annual pass. And he's like, oh, whatever, bro, sure. So he started getting, like, he would kind of get excited. And then one day it was raining. He texted me and goes, today would actually, I bet you the parks are empty today. And I sent him the SpongeBob meme where like Squidward tries Krabby Patties. And I was like, you like Disney World, don't you, Sean?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Obsessed. It's bad.
That's dope.
That's an expensive obsession. Every time I hear people saying that,
Yeah.
The thing is girl math. Okay, so we buy the ticket, and if I use it more than 4 times a year, I'm really getting my money's worth.
That's math.
Tell myself that.
Yeah.
There you
go. So, question here: how did you who nicknamed you, or how did you get the name? I'm not gonna butcher this. La Fierita.
So one thing about me in Taekwondo, like especially growing up, when I tell you I'm first of all, I'm 4'9". I can't even see over my steering wheel. I have to sit on a pillow. I'm tiny. But I, for some reason, think I'm like 7 feet tall, as most of us tiny people think. So I remember there was not Veronica Hardy, but there was another girl named Veronica who everybody was talking her up. They were like, oh, she's the best. She's the best. And I was like, oh, okay, she's the best. I want her. I was so ballsy growing up. One time I was 12 years old and there was nobody in my division. And I was like, I didn't come over here to not fight. And the next division up was 14 through 17. And they were like, oh, we're going to give you the winner. So like between that, this was like a back-to-back fight, like 1 week within the month, these fights happened. So I actually beat the girl by knockout in the 14 through 17 division. And then the girl, Veronica, I fought her and I made her cry where she quit fighting. Like she didn't, she quit that fight. I think she kept fighting after. I did. That was a little mean. And this guy came up to me and he's like, you're a little badass. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, you're una fierita. Like, cause in Miami, everything's Cuban. And I was like, ooh, una fierita. And he was like, you're la fierita. And I was like,
la fierita.
Yes, I am, sir. And it's stuck on my glue.
Yeah. Now, and I see the branding on the shirt. Talking about branding, we may have had green room discussions with you about branding. And how big is the idea of branding yourself in mixed martial arts, especially as a lady? Because I know, I preface this with, if you're in a monopoly like the UFC does all the heavy lifting. They create their own stories, narratives. Sometimes you could be a Francis Ngannou, not speak a lick of English, and you'll just get branded just because Dana White is pushing the button. But you, as an independent contractor, what is branding like in your world?
So at first, okay, and I'm not knocking any woman down. First of all, I respect every single woman that does this sport because this shit is hard. This is a man's sport, and we're coming in here we have to go to the gyms and like prove ourselves. It's really hard to do what we do. So I'm not knocking any woman down on what they do. There are a lot of beautiful women that, they do the OnlyFans, they do that. And at the end of the day, like, what man that doesn't fight doesn't want to see a hot chick beat another chick up? You know, I don't disagree with them. I was trying to go that route a little bit in the beginning, and then I realized like that's really not me. And one other big thing about me, like especially lately, like I'm very big on my faith. I love God. I love I have a lot of faith in God and stuff like that. And every time something has happened that's been shitty in my life, like God seems to prove that he is there and that I'm here for another reason. So I don't really want, like, if anything, I want my branding to be more like someone that stands up for mental health, because I did, like, kind of one of the reasons why I went back into fighting was because I did go through a very bad mental health phase where I almost tried to I'll say it out loud. It's been in other interviews. Like I did try to commit suicide and I was very unsuccessful. Clearly, there's a reason why. So my branding is like, I want, God first in everything. And also mental health. Like it is not something to take lightly. Seek help, stuff like that. I want to be someone that if I make it big and I get known, like I do want to create like an organization or something that helps women with, especially postpartum and with like, abusive relationships, because this unfortunately is very common and stuff like that. So if I could pick something to make branding of me, it would be that, like someone that helps.
Strong branding.
I
Do
love
you
it.
currently have any partnerships or
No, I am
negotiating? Not yet.
single. No, well, no, it's not. I'm a
Well,
single contracting human being kind of thing is what I was trying to say, and then I was like,
Yeah.
get to something else. But I have been, I have been working with David Lee, who does all these amazing videos, and he has been helping me get my branding out there and stuff like that. And I've spoken to him about my mental health and deep into detail about it, and we have come up with game plans to try to get that out there to help other people. Like, if my story helps one person, that's, as I wish it would help more than one person. That is very successful. I mean, that's good.
right.
One thing I would like definitely suggest is this is the first time I met you and talked to you.
Yeah.
You definitely have a personality, and I think that would translate a lot with your social media, or if I'm not saying podcasting being the vehicle to bring people and just because really and truly, let's keep it frank. Fighting is the core of what somebody is, but in this day and age, it's the brand that everyone looks at. Like, look at Jake Paul. Really, he's not a fight. Okay, he fights, but there's stuff around him that pushes people to watch him.
I'm sorry, I can't stand the dude. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. And the sad thing is, Katie Taylor and Serrano are gonna fight underneath his fight card. The level of talent those two ladies have, they are legitimately goats at their sport.
I would even put them against Jake Paul.
Right?
I think they would whoop some ass.
Right. They're really good. They're really, really, really good. And it's just that they're using Jake Paul's brand as a vehicle. And to me, how does that look like in women's combat sport? Like, I know which other big brand is there. There's Cyborg. There is Paige Van Zet. Am I saying her name? Van Zet?
Van Zant.
Van Zant. And who else? Which other big Amanda Nunes?
Amanda Nunes. Yeah, but listen, respectfully, Amanda Nunes.
The UFC.
First of all, absolute sweetheart. I met her once when I was a manager at the Hard Rock Casino, and she was so nice. Seriously, that was so nice to see, because I heard Ronda Rousey was different. I've never met her, but I heard that she was kind of an asshole outside of the ring. It kind of sucks though to see like that they're the undercards. Like, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I do agree that like everybody's been talking about it.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, they're being ticketed, I think, as a co-main event.
Then that's perfect, because respectfully, like, yeah, I would love to see them be main event, obviously, but people have been wanting that Jake Paul. They've been branding that, or like promoting that fight like crazy. Like when they put those videos of oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Not Jake, not the guy he's fighting. Oh my god,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, my god, how do I blank on that? It's okay. I get a lot of blows to the face, so little sometimes. goes all the time. But yeah, they've been putting videos up of him training, and he still looks like a beast at whatever age he is. Like, I get that that's the main event, and that respectfully deserves the main event, but they are going to deserve their own main event very soon. Like Amanda, oh, she needs that. She's amazing.
To put everything in context, right? Let's talk about another sport, right? Let's imagine today, right? And you have let's talk about basketball. If any of basketball, right? Imagine Mike Tyson is 2 years to turning 60. So let's get a basketballer from that generation, but not Hopkins. No, okay, to Mike Tyson level. Let's Magic.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, you have Magic, and then you have a guy who played the Big Three, but he was a Disney star. Which popular guy is good at basketball?
No, I get it. I get it.
Adam Sandler. You know what
Adam
I'm saying?
Sandler, right? He's won some 101s, and then the main attraction when Angel Reese or old girl what's her name? Caitlin Clark are going to be on. That is so disrespectful because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are of now. They are the best right now, or they are going to be the best right now. And you're bringing a man of yesteryear. Actually, Mike Tyson was popping before I was born, and I'm kind of I don't want to put my age out there,
but hey, but
That's-
just to tap in, Amanda Serrano spoke really highly of Jake Paul at her previous fight in the post-fight interview, if I remember correctly, because this fight was supposed to go on previously, and you know we get portrayed an image on him, and we spoke about this on the show before because combat sports is entertainment. Now, Noelia said she don't stand them. That's good. Like that's good for fighting. We need to have polarizing figures.
Yeah.
In the fight game. That's just the point blank part of it. But I haven't really heard anything about him behind the scenes. But it did pick my ears up when I heard Amanda Serrano talking about him very highly after the fight. I mean, maybe because she's getting a bag, but
for sure,
it's one of those. Right, but you know what I'm saying. Just kind of like I'm seeing both sides of it. Like there are some people that it's hard for them to sell fights. You know, butts in seats. You guys that have great records, highly skilled, but can't put butts in seats. So I don't know. I just thought Amanda Serrano they formerly fought at Madison Square Garden on a huge card, one of the biggest fights of all time. And then to come be a co-main on this card, there's got to be some business relationship behind the scenes going on. To I don't know. I just want to tap that in because I know Strap has a strong disdain for him, but I'm seeing the moves being made because I know guys personally that are 10-0 right now that no one knows their name, right? You know what I'm saying? So to come in the game and you have 10 pro fights, but your fights are putting money in your pocket, feeding your families. You know, getting hit in the face isn't really that fun. You might as well get paid for it.
Right.
100%.
You might as well get the bag. Get the bag if you can. You know, don't sell your soul, but get the bag.
You know what
I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go there. No, I agree with you on that. But so I've also said this. I've always said this. Like, if I'm gonna get my ass beat, I'm gonna do it for top dollar. The only like, and this is like, you got to offer me like really good money, but I'm obviously not even anywhere there yet. Is BKFC. That shit is rough.
Oh my goodness. We don't even talk about it on this one, y'all.
Regis Prograde coming soon.
Regis Prograde, yeah, man. That's tough.
I know. I personally know some BKFC fighters because a lot of them train out of Miami, and I'm like, I love mentioning him, and I think he's one of the best fighters. Is Brian El Gallo. Who keeps calling out Jake Paul because Jake Paul calls himself El Gallo now. What the hell, dude? You're not even Spanish, bro. You buy property in Puerto Rico and you think you're Hispanic now? Calm it down, dude.
He lives in Puerto Rico. He does mushrooms, so he's whatever he thinks he is now.
Yeah, but like as a Hispanic, like shut up, like you're not. But Brian is like, watching that man train is ridiculous, but watching his discipline is amazing. And watching the champ, the 125 champ, Christine, who will now soon be the bantamweight champ, watching her training regimen, I follow her a lot. She was 16-0 in Muay Thai, and she is probably my biggest inspiration for Muay Thai. Watching those people, those training regimens and stuff like that, those are crazy.
So I have a question about the training. So I'm a amateur fighter, female amateur fighter that we struggle finding sparring at times. Like, is that something you struggle with? Finding sparring with other? Because I know you can always spar guys, but as a man, you kind of always hold back, even though if you're giving each other good work. I mean,
I just got dropped for the first time with a liver shot on Friday.
Well, that's okay. So let me backtrack, because the rule that I have is we can go hard to the body if you're sparring a female, you know what I'm saying? But we will kind of pull your power on headshots.
Oh,
So
I'm a masochist. I love that shit. I'm like, hit me, baby. I literally
I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm just asking, like, is that something you struggle with finding other women to get quality work?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I am very lucky though, that being in because like being in Miami, we had fighters, like we had female fighters, but like not every, like they're so picky on who they work with, and I'm like,
right.
Being here in Stewart, like so I train with this girl named Giselle, who she's an upcoming. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. She's
the iPhone tricks.
That's the iPhone.
Listen, I've never been punched harder by a female than this chick. I swear to God, that is crazy how hard she hits. I also trained with this girl named Megan, who hits hard as hell. It's kind of also why I went to King's, was because they had females. But then there's this girl locally that her name is Ziamara, and she's willing to work with me, and she's amazing. She's an upcoming fighter too. Like she's great. There's another girl in Stewart called Tiana that she said she'd work with me, who was one of my previous opponents. So I am very lucky right now. But however, in the gym, most of my sparring partners, besides Megan and Giselle, are dudes, and they will not go soft on me, and I don't want them to go soft on me. I literally will be like, "Can you freaking hit me? Like, what are you, a pussy?" I'll start instigating. I'll be like, "Are you a little bitch? Like, what are you doing? My mom hits harder than that. Come on, let's go."
Hey, that'll do it right there. Let's go.
They'll go hard on me, like, and I really appreciate it, because if they, obviously they're not there to knock me out, they don't kill me, but like if they hit me hard, when I get hit by a female really hard in a fight, I'm gonna be like,
right. Okay. I'm just curious. This is an issue that we come across trying to get our work.
Where are you guys at?
Well, I'm located in Dallas.
Oh damn it! I was like, I can always help.
I'm in Dallas. So you know, we move around a little bit, so might cross paths here one of these days.
I'm down. I'm always down to help. I love helping other females. Like I said, this is a man's sport. We gotta support each other. Yeah,
when we talk about on the show, I'm like a big advocate for more women getting into the sport. I'm like really big behind that. So I know a former fighter, a female fighter who I want to work with, she wants to coach now. So I'm like go do it, please, because you would inspire other people to get to this sport. It's how we can keep it going. You know, we need that new blood.
Yeah,
you always have to have it. So I try to do my part, but we need the girls, need the women in the sport, and advocating for each other. So I love to hear that.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's like a big thing, is like we should all support each other. Like, we're not at the gym to compete against each other and to see who's better than who. Like, we're not getting our hand raised at the gym, dude. We're not. We're there to get better. Let's go out and get our hand raises together, like, or hands raised together, like in the same card. That's fun.
So Noelia, questions for you here. When is your next fight, and what do you want the audience to do with, like, whether following you and places that they'll have to find you?
So we are aiming for February, even January. I'm down for January. I'm assuming there's this card I really want to fight on. I want to fight in Rise of the Warrior, which is in Fort Pierce. One, super freaking awesome. Like, it is, people go there. It's always a packed audience, and people are pretty like supportive over there. So I love that. Dan also runs it, and he's super awesome too. So I really want to fight for his card. hopefully we will be doing that. I mean, if anything, like I would love people to buy my shirts, like that could support.
Hey,
You know,
do you have an
Make
online
sure we
store?
get those links, yo. Make sure we get those.
Do you have an
yeah. So
online
the link
store?
is on my website. I mean, I'm on my Instagram. It's on my bio.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have tank tops
Absolutely.
and t-shirts and hoodies right now. So
Well, thank you, Noelia. You can stick around. We're about to go on a quick recap session this next 30 minutes. And yeah, you just join in and fit in, just say, give your commentary as you feel like. But yeah,
okay.
thank you very much, Noelia.
Thank you guys. I
And,
will have to get off because I do have to finish
Absolutely.
school. But
Hey.
Hey, that's important right there.
yeah, trying to be a somebody outside of fighting.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for stopping
Thank
by.
you.
Everybody
Thank you
go
so much.
Alrighty, bye.
Yeah.
Keep
Bye.
killing it.
And then we go back to regular programming, fellas. That was pretty cool.
That
We need
was
to
dope.
do more of these,
was
fighter
dope.
spotlights and get to hear it from a very diverse angle, because sometimes I've never this is the first female mixed martial artist that I had to hear it from, especially from her discipline. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a pedigree.
Yeah.
Yes, appreciate you, Lafayette.
Lafayette, good personality too. Hopefully she could utilize that social media and galvanize and pull a gravitas of followers and fans, so she could get to where she needs to get to as she wants to be a professional. So respect to that, fellas.
Yeah.
Back to who's fighting. This week was full of a lot of fights from Friday. Actually, probably before Friday. When was that pro box thing?
Pro box is on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
There was another one last night though. So
Wait. Last night? Saturday. You're like, y'all, I forgot what day it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's Sunday, right?
Let's get into it.
Come on.
Let's start with the
We'll
pro
start
box.
Let's roll.
And I don't see the banner for pro box here, but hey, let's talk
Now you
about.
Let's get off from the top, man.
Okay.
Everybody want to talk about this.
Keyshawn.
This is who Kam Gee wanted to see.
Man, and it wasn't much to see, but it was a lot to see at the same time.
Hey, can I play this before you say anything? Can I play this?
Yeah.
I just want to play one thing. This is how you come correct on your home court. That's how you show up and sell out 10,000 plus in your hometown, and people don't call you a marquee at that weight. That is salute to that man.
Yeah, man.
Actually, the whole ticket. I don't know if you got some of these other guys on. I see one here, but anyway, the whole ticket was great. I mean, a rising tide lifts all boats, and he definitely, it was room on his boat for the homies. That's all I can say.
Yo, I love to see that so much, and to see the support that he get. He has a lot of respect in the game. Being an Olympian, you already get that off top, but for how it is, people to really fool with you and to come see you and to support. And then he put on an amazing performance against an opponent who came in overweight, and he made him pay for it. I love seeing that, man.
There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers.
Yes, bro. Yeah, go ahead, LT.
Because the weight discrepancy, this is like the equivalent of, Shakur Stevenson fighting one of the Charlo brothers. I mean, huge weight discrepancy.
Ooh.
So, but I learned about the background with Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker. I was unaware of all that. And so that was actually, the marching band was the high school that Pernell Whitaker graduated from. So, a lot of thought was put into this, a lot of intentionality. Keyshawn's sister sang the national anthem. I mean,
Come on now, that's
and we're not
that's
even
beautiful.
we're not even talking about the actual performance yet, because he came out with all the theatrics and actually delivered.
He looks so focused. He looked ready for the moment. He looked strong. He looked like a dog, and he looked like, man. He said that knock knock. You know, I love that. Like, bro, like
he called man out. He
oh
called
man,
man out.
it's
He
been
called
so
man
good.
out in his hometown.
As good as advertised. He's as good as advertised, and you know, Top Rank. Re-out season will definitely be working with Top Rank.
Yeah, for that. You want to see something like that? Well, we talked about butts in seats. He put the butts in the seats. He entertained. You know, he's a very likable Olympian. He got the pedigree. You know, I mean, man, it's really easy for me to root for him, man. I want to see him do well.
Yeah. I think the last person that I remember that was never like, you know, really the advertisement dollars were not on him on that level was, dare I say, Adrian Broner, that fight in Cincinnati where he had the whole city going crazy by himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, this dude is really a star.
Those
like
mid markets.
Yeah, like he's a
markets,
real star. Like there was no big like top ranking. I don't think how much they spent on Keyshawn because it's a Friday fight, first of all. But they showed up and they showed out. And I won't lie to you, like LT said, that whole card was fireworks. So it was just lightning caught in a bottle. That made my Friday wait for Saturday. Like, what is Philly gonna do about this?
And I mean, so this is
DMV business. Like,
but what I took away from this is these weight classes are sorting themselves out now. Now we see that okay, he is a contender. Okay, he's more than a prospect. He's a contender, and he's calling out the likes of Tank Davis. So 135. If you're sticking around 135, you better be ready. A lot of you guys, well, a lot of people are there weight bullying. It might be time for you to move up.
Yo, there's about to be a lot of things revealed. Yeah, some paths got to cross, man. Somebody's O's got to go. Yeah, man.
Have you fight in Baltimore yet?
Yeah. Nah, well, you said who
in Baltimore?
Tank,
has he Baltimore? Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
I know he brings out Atlanta. He brings out Atlanta.
No, he's fought at there's a casino. I think there's an MGM that he's put him out there. He has no issue.
Yeah, he brings
in that part of the game. Yeah,
he brings him out. Another who's fighting favorite is about to be brought up.
Yeah,
that's another who's fighting favorite.
Top prospect.
By the way, I have a sequence clip here of his fight. You want me to play for the audience?
Go ahead.
Listen.
You see Vasquez leaning forward. Oh, Abdullah gets dropped by the left. Professional career. Abdullah's human. Oh, and he gets rocked by a right hand. Oh, what a shot! In 15 seconds, and Abdullah's going for the finish. Vasquez looking to survive, but this is where Abdullah Mason is at his best. What a jab from Abdullah Mason. Left uppercut from Abdullah. Oh, now Abdullah's down for the second time with a check left hook.
Crazy.
Shout out to the commentators.
I was watching this in real time, and I know you guys seeing my text messages coming through.
Yeah,
man.
Question mark, exclamation.
I'm like, they must not be watching this right now, so I'm not gonna ruin it. But I did put in there round of the year.
Oh yeah, it's
insane.
I was not watching it. I went back and watched it. I was like, oh, that's what LT was saying.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Insane.
That was crazy.
Did y'all know that Abdullah Mason had more fights than Keyshawn? I don't know if I was really aware of that. I was like,
only got 12.
Yeah, and yeah, you see how we've been talking about Abdullah Mason, but we don't see it like that anyway. But
yo, what's crazy is Vasquez looked like he's from Dallas. He had the shag.
Hey, I said the
No.
same thing when I saw that. I was like, wow.
He rocking the South.
If
Dallas
he
from South-
was a time traveler from 1920 with that boxing stance,
Hey, but he put him down twice.
Like,
No
look at
one
the head.
expected that.
Like, he had a
man.
sneaky like looping right.
Yeah, no one
like,
expected that, man.
Had Abdullah like, yeah, that
Man, he looked like one of them puppets.
Yo,
yo, that was fun.
Oh
That was
man.
cool. But hey, salute to the youngin, man. 18-year-old Abdullah Mason, one of the busiest fighters this year, man.
So they're talking about, yeah, man. They're talking about him and Schofield. There's comparison between him and Schofield, and
both got put down the last fight.
right. I know but he just fought 12 rounds though. So
Yeah,
you know, they're obviously a ways away from making that happen.
yeah.
But the comparisons are there. So
Yeah.
Man.
Do you think? And let's pull back because we are fans of Abdullah Mason. Do you think? Because boxing does have this. They have the hype job where you put this guy on the big screen, and you just fall in love with the boxer, right? Schofield, we don't see Schofield a lot, but when I see Schofield, I'll be honest. I think Abdullah is hard and good. He's a good East Coast fighter, right? I think Schofield has more talent, man. I'm sorry. He has something about him that you can see is a little bit more polished.
We
But I
gotta
think
see some more.
Abdullah's 18.
and hence why we probably see more fights total on Abdullah Mason. There's some development there that they're trying to get.
He's
Yeah.
exciting.
It was
But
just,
it only
it's just
comes
smart.
it only comes with rounds though.
He gets hit
Yeah.
too much. I'm like, don't get hit with that. Don't.
Well, it's like you get hit, you have to, and I feel like this will come up in our next topic is like, how are you getting hit? Is it clean
Right.
shots? Are you getting hit with combinations? Are you getting put down? And
Right.
The first knockdown that Mason took was a flash.
Was a flash.
Correct.
Yes,
He was in the mix. When Schofield was put down, it was more of he was trapped. So like when you trap a good fighter, you could trap a fighter with where you want to put him to your angle. But Abdullah Mason was kind of going in crazy. Like they were fighting, not boxing. They were fighting.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
that's maybe some of that development LT's talking about. Like, you want to get, you always want to get your get back. Like, what you want to do it in a hurry, and that's something I teach. Like,
You got
somebody
control.
gets off, you gotta get yours back, but don't rush to it. But you always want to have that it's like psychological battle, and within that, he'll have to learn that.
Yeah.
Let's
segue.
Yeah.
Let's segue. Keep talking about it and we'll segue.
Boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I was practicing his name earlier, and
Chakazanian.
no. But
Chakazan.
Boots, I think that's closer.
Karen Chakazan.
He fought a smarter fight this fight. But Boots got hit with a lot of clean shots. Clean shots. And that's me, it's like that was what was most concerning with this performance from Boots. Like, he won. We expected him to win. He put him out, but there was a lot of clean shots that were taken, and I feel like this is a trend that we're seeing with Boots.
Boots, yeah.
So ultimately, we just got to see him against the best to see if that's something. Is he taking a calculated risk, knowing he can take these blows so he can get his, or is it just, or is
even
it
more
actually,
layers?
You know what I'm saying? Or is it something that's strategically wrong in his defense?
Exactly. So what I want to say is, these are exciting fighters, and they're trying to perform, and they're trying to deliver on the expectations, right? Abdullah Mason, known for what he's known for. Schofield, is trying to be great. Want his names to be mentioned up there with the great ones. Boots. This is the fight where he didn't feel like he should have had to fight this fight again, and he wanted to make quick work of it. And I expected him to make quick work, and I was wrong. But even in that, it was still a dominant performance. But he's being touched more than we would like for him to be touched.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the
what
how. It's the how. It's the cleanliness of it.
Mhm.
These are
Now,
clean shots.
one of the questions was, is it because that he's fighting at 147 and he has disregard for power down there?
Right. That's one thing that I'm like, okay, maybe because I feel like he's a very smart guy, smart, high IQ fighter. So I just wonder once you create a habit inside the ring, that I get a little bit concerned. But I still do
Yes.
think he's worthy of the biggest shots. He's a amazing talent. He put him out. He put Karen out again, who put on a better performance this time.
A lot of
Even with
holding.
that, yeah, I feel like that's a strategy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that is a strategy. And was he deducted a point?
Yeah.
Did he get deducted a point? It was a lot of fights this weekend. I'm like,
I don't know if it was that fight.
I saw somebody get deducted a point this
Yeah.
weekend. But anyway, it's just, look, he handled his business. Now, is he going to, I heard some Ryan Garcia stuff on Twitter today. Or does he go up? Terrence Crawford sounds like he's not interested in that fight at all.
He's not.
So
Yeah.
what does he do? There's, people were talking about our guy. We talked last week, Bakram. I'm like, ooh.
So he even said after the fight that he'll look better and perform better at 54.
54. That's what he said. Yeah, 54 is.
So that's
he looks like a 54 to me. He looks like a natural 154 fighter.
One thing I do want to say is he completely abandoned the jab this go around, completely. And I think if he would have utilized the jab, we could have got that second round knockout. But he completely abandoned it and wanted to show more of his slick, defense and counter, and which led to him being tagged. So
yeah.
Huh.
Something to
But
look
again,
out for.
Again, Eddie Hearn's still saying, they want to look at 147 at the unification bout. People are talking about Mario Barrios, and if not, then they go up for a big money fight at 54. And maybe he's having difficulty making 47. He did have a long layoff where he didn't fight, being avoided. So
talking about Eddie Hearns, did you see his back and forth with Blair the Flair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not a big name. Or whatever. Is that what he said?
You're a funny guy. I like you. I actually like you.
Right.
But we are way past you. Blair Flair, I'm the only one in the world to wait to fight a big name.
But he did offer him. He said, "You know what? Fight Karen.
I'll give you somebody.
I'll give you Karen.
I'll throw a bone. A bone.
He's
That's
looking
the
for a
ball
bag.
talk right there. That was crazy.
Payday.
oh man, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
She got bam.
How y'all feel?
Bam.
Scott, this one?
Damn, bam.
Bam Rodriguez.
Hey, that little sneaky uppercut was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Just wow, man. Is there anybody for this guy in this division?
What is it, flyweight or super flyweight?
Man, it's like 115.
115, yeah.
Come on, man. Let's get it. Big Monster versus Bam, bro. They need to find a catchweight.
Pedro Guevara was like a legit opponent though, too.
Man,
Yeah.
we just got a talent right here, though. That's really what it is. We just have a phenomenal talent that's just ready to eat.
It's probably bored too.
I mean, man, he's I feel like those guys that just master a style and they're comfortable in their self, and you see it. It's a flow, and he ready to go. Bam is a perfect name for him. I love it.
People can reign for a long time at those weight classes down there.
Yeah. And that was actually my first time watching the fight live. We watched the fights, replays, but I was happy to see it live.
That's the irony, right? Like the very small weight classes, you can age gracefully in those small weight classes, and in heavyweight, you can have success later on in heavyweight. But somewhere in the middle, it's like cannibalism. You like
right. Crazy.
What do you think? Like Bam, he's not. What weight does Inoue fight? Now I'm forgetting how much.
It's like 124.
124. Okay, so he's a bit bigger than the Bams.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like those are explosive fighters. We talked about anyway going up. Maybe you find a fighter like Bam that can really bring some intrigue because I don't know. But anyway, this recently signed with Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
So
why Bam is such an anomaly is you don't see fighters that weight with that power.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something that is special. That's why Inoue is special. Like that's why Felton was special when he was champ. Like you don't find fighters in the 115s, lighting people up in the third round. Like, you don't see that. Like it does not translate with mass and what they how they move. So Jesse Rodriguez is a special fighter, and sometimes we don't see his greatness because we think he's just way more talented than what's presented in front of him. But I mean, if he could step his weight up a little bit and join in the mix with the Inoues and the Feltons and all these other people, maybe make it a little interesting, but I don't know if that's a big push for him to get to that.
Right. We fantasizing right now, but hey, why not at this point?
Yeah. So, okay, that was pretty much it for the boxing world. We're going to hop into the mixed martial arts. Did any of you guys catch any of the fights?
No.
No.
They were early again, weren't they?
Only fight I caught was this one right here.
They were not like in the not too late in the evening, but yeah, they were in the evening.
Well, they were on. Was it like 2 different days? Like it was like early. Anyway,
the one championship that we will talk about was on Friday. The reason why I brought it up, there's a few people that I find interesting is the Rugrug guy, and there's the Iron Man guy. But anyways, we'll get to that here shortly. But let's run through the UFC. We had Carlos Spritz versus Neil Magny. Of course, Carlos Spritz beat Neil Magny. I can't even say that right, by KO. It was a left hand in the first round, 4 minutes 50 seconds. So I'm running through that. That was the main event actually. So the next fight was Reina Derrida versus Jared Mearshart, and it was a submission arm triangle choke in the third round, 4 minutes 44 seconds. The next main event, Dwayne. Oh, sorry. Kind of pressed that main event. The next main fight was Gaston Balonos versus Contavious Romeos, and it was a unanimous decision. Score was 30 by 26, 30 to 26, 30 to 27, 30-27 on Balonos. Then women's fight of the night. Gillian Robertson defeated Luna Pinheiro by unanimous decision, 29-7, 29-8, 29-8. And finally, we have Masu Abdul Malik versus Dosko Trodovic, and Trodovic got beat by TKO with a strike in the first round, 2 minutes 44 seconds. And that was a quick round of robin for the UFC fight that happened that Saturday. Moving on to, and we may not even have bandits for this, but I just wanted to talk about it because I was pulled onto this via the story, but I'll be quick on this because we are fighting time right now. But One Championship had a very good fight card Friday. It was One Championship 169. It was Maleskin versus Rugrug. Rugrug is do your Googles. He's a Senegalese sand wrestler who used to wrestle in sand. That was just so powerful. They just brought him into this. He doesn't know anything about mixed martial arts, but he's just like Brock Lesnar being brought into UFC. And my man just won the heavyweight championship in the One Championship, and he beat a very, very formidable opponent in Malik Steen. Anatoly Malik Steen. He goes by the name of Slaksvik. Malik Steen is a 3-belt champion. I think he does light heavyweight and also the middleweight and the heavyweight. So he's one of those Russians that eats everything, and he's a knockout extraordinaire, explosive fighter. And Rugrug is his nickname. Omar Khan beat him by split decision that day of the fight. Another fighter that I want to put on out there, people don't know him. People probably know him in the fight world, but the layman people may not know him. This is one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram. He's called Iron Man. He's from Thailand. This guy is entertaining. Entertainment Central. The same way we like Michael Venom Page or Stylebender. This is off their tree. He is called the Iron Man. His name is Rad Tung. I don't want to say his last name, Jit Mungun. He's from Thailand, and I will just give you a small little clip here of what he does in that ring. He wears his heart on his sleeve when an elbow there by Rad. Let me prefix this. He's fighting a British fighter by the name of Jacob Smith. You could tell who the Thailand fighter is and the British fighter is. I just don't want to. Black trunks, Thailand. White trunks, British. Let's go.
He wears his heart on his sleeve when an elbow there by Rad. He has a passion for Muay Thai. And look at this.
But he's nasty and he's funny. Like when you hit him in the head with an elbow, he'd be like, give me more. He gets your elbow and he hits his head with it. When you hit him with like this, he just punches himself. He does some crazy stuff in a fight. Like you're like, oh, he's highlights are all over Instagram. And Brody's, he is entertainment. I can't wait to right now. Yes, he's a Muay Thai. He's getting his feet wet in mixed martial arts. I don't know how that will translate with people that wrestlers who take you down and choke you out. But I would want to see him in the UFC or the bigger organizations, the Bellators of this world or the PFLs. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about this Sunday about the mixed martial arts. But besides that, it's been a pretty good show, fellas.
Oh yeah.
Man, we gotta get some more fighters on here, man. Love talking to
fighter spotlight. That was pretty cool. Salute to Noelia. We wish
Vasallo.
Lafayette. We wish you the best build up to your February fight. Hopefully that she said she had a hairline fracture from checking a kick, right? Back in September. Hopefully you back in full sparring mode. I think she spars still, right?
Yeah, sound like she ready. She getting ready.
Yeah, I know Kam Gee was supposed to bring one of his fighters here soon, or can't wait for that artist, the fighter spotlight for one
coming up soon,
and a lot more things to come, fellas. Before we conclude, you guys have anything to close with, or
be great,
always
be great, dare to be great. Great week of boxing and combat sports, just jam-packed with fun.
All right,
more on the way.
Kam Gee, who's fighting?
Who's fighting?